The UK is heading for destruction, and it seems to be in some form of managed decline. It doesn't look like it's going to be getting better anytime soon. From what I've seen on social media, crime is spinning out of control. There doesn't seem to be any authority from anywhere, and nobody seems to want to take any responsibility. And because of this, there is now a mass exodus from the UK. And not just millionaires, all different kinds of people, whether they have the means or not, want to leave the UK or are leaving. From the comments from my first video, I noticed a lot of people saying that they would leave if they could. If you want to leave, you can. It may take some planning, and it may take an investigation of some limiting beliefs you have, but it's possible. My name is Alex, I'm 44, and I left the UK to build a better life. I'm not rich, I don't have a vast amount of savings, I have just enough to get me started on this journey. I have a degree in coaching and mentoring, and when it comes to skills, these are things I'm learning now, and I'll get into that later. Moving abroad doesn't require you to have vast wealth or some special skills that you can't learn. It's about finding the right place that can give you a platform from which to build. When I was deciding on where I wanted to move abroad to, I had some prerequisites that I wanted to make sure I ticked before I made any move. And for everyone, that's going to be different. But for me, I wanted to ensure that I wouldn't have a drop in my standard of living. But at the same time, I was able to enjoy myself, afford the things I wanted to do, have a stable internet connection, have a comfortable place to live, be able to build a network that would provide me with some sense of community. I also needed to be able to get around and travel, because as much as I wanted to get away, I didn't want to be completely secluded. But obviously at the same time, I needed to be able to afford it, and I needed to be able to have a good life compared to the life that I had back in the UK. When I was looking through all my options, I did a lot of research about what I wanted. Because I had health issues, which was IBS, I needed to have access to clean food and good health care. Now, one of my main prerequisites was getting an apartment with a kitchen. I didn't just want a hotel, because if I did have any flare-ups, I needed to be able to cook for myself. Once I started looking at the quality of life and a sense of community, I wanted to be around digital nomads and people building something, because I want to grow something out here. I want to build a better life for myself. And my ultimate choice was Da Nang, Vietnam, because it had everything I needed. It had the beach life, it was comfortable, but it wasn't too quiet. It had a nice mix between being something that was relatively busy, but also very comfortable, and gave me enough time to think after being in the UK for a while. I just needed somewhere to let go a bit, be a bit more introspective for a period. And that's worked. It really has worked out for me. I've done a lot of reflecting on what it is I want, where I want to go in life, and what I want to build. There have been a few things that have gotten in the way, which are going to be an issue throughout Southeast Asia, and that's visa requirements. Here in Da Nang, I got a 90-day visa, which I think is $50 now, multiple entry, so I can come and go as I want many times. You can get single entry for $25. That price has varied before I came here, and since I got here, it's actually halved in price. I don't know if that's seasonal, so it might go up again. I got my visa in January, and that was an online e-visa, and that was easy enough to get. But the visa issue is pretty much going to be the same wherever you go. There has been a language barrier here. Having said that, the Vietnamese people are incredibly friendly and good to be around. They are so welcoming and kind that I have actually been blown away. That does raise the question, if you're going to go anywhere for a period of time, you should learn the basics. Please, thank you, how much is that? Just out of a mark of respect. I've been able to live on around £1,000 or less a month here in Da Nang, including my rent, socializing, events. Having said that, I have to caveat the fact that I have been sick since I've been here, and that's nothing to do with Vietnam. That's just an issue that I brought to Vietnam, which I think is getting resolved, and that is because of the IBS, which I think is an issue with my mind more than my stomach. Everything I'm doing now, which is part of my journey, is experimenting with my health, which seems to be going very well. But when you compare the cost of living to the UK, for the quality of life you get I don't think it's possible to live in the UK for £1,000 a month. To have your own apartment with rent, with good food, and that's another thing. The food here is exceptional. And not just the cooked food. The quality of the ingredients is great. The fruit here is, when I first ate the fruit here, I thought it was fake. I had never tasted a mango that tastes so much of mango and was so sweet. I couldn't believe it. And I think that's the experiences you get like that, even though they're small, they're phenomenal. So when you're looking at the cost of living, your very basics cost you less, but you live well, which is not something you can say for the UK. Whereas here, you can do it for 1,000. If you want to live very well, 1,500, but at the same time, that has given me a platform. With the money I've saved, I'm able to invest in software that will help me grow the business. So it's not just about saving money, it's about being able to reinvest what you've saved, which will help you to leverage your growth. And because you're able to invest in better food, in a better lifestyle, your mind's at rest. You start to become more creative, you start to enjoy life a bit more, you start to realize that there's more to life than just the grind and just getting by. It really does expand your mindset and help you to see past the monotony and the limitations that you're set with. If you want to learn more about this journey, subscribe, give me a follow, tell me what you think. If you're watching this, you more than likely want to move. What's holding you back? Have you traveled? What are your opinions on Vietnam? I have to say, since being here, it has given me a desire to see more places, whether that's more places in Vietnam or the Philippines or Thailand. I think I want to explore a little bit more, but I don't want to travel. That's not what I want. I'd like to spend a few months in somewhere, get to know it, really live in it for a while, experience it, and then move on. I traveled in my 20s, and the big mistake I made was that I just wanted to see so much in such a short space of time that I just kept moving as quickly as I could. And that was a mistake. This time, I want to be able to see as much as I can and really get into the culture a bit more and really get into the place and see a bit more than just the superficial. But at the same time, I have to build a business. I want to build something online that can generate an income, because I've come away with a small amount of savings, and at some point those savings are going to run out. I need to generate an income of around £1,000 a month through social media and content growth. So I will be documenting this journey of traveling around Southeast Asia, living in places, getting into the culture, and building a business, namely a YouTube channel. How much can I make? Is it possible? What things am I going to have to overcome to make this dream real? I mean, ultimately your income is dependent on the lifestyle that you want to create. I mean, really, I want to be able to live anywhere I want and create a good life. I don't just want to stick to the poorest countries to be able to maintain a high standard of living. I mean, why not live in Italy for a while? Dubai, just experience the world and enjoy it. Because I don't want to spend my life penny pinching and looking at and trying to decide what I can and can't have. That's not a life for me. I want more than that. And I know I'm 44, and sometimes I think I left it too late, but that's just a limiting belief. And those are things that need to be investigated. What kind of things are holding you back? Because we all have hidden beliefs that are running programs in the back of our minds that just limit us and hold us back from fulfilling our potential. I want to set a platform that allows me to live my potential. And ultimately, that's going to be facilitated by learning new skills, as I mentioned in the beginning. Those skills will be the basis for content creation. And I think that's in three main pillars. The first one is storytelling. Being able to communicate an interesting and captivating story that holds attention is one of the most powerful tools that you can have. If you think about who is able to tell a story, it's movies, it's TV shows, it's politicians, it's media. Anyone that's able to share a captivating story has the ability to make money. Now, that is also coupled with copywriting, being able to trigger the needs and wants of an audience and sell products ultimately will help make you money. And that's as simple as YouTube captions, product titles, sales pages. All of those things will help you on your journey. And the final one is editing. I think a basic level of editing in the beginning of your journey is essential. But ultimately, because it takes so much time, it's something I want to outsource. Because as useful as it is in the beginning to be able to couple your storytelling with visual storytelling, which is what editing is, long term, it needs to be outsourced. There's probably some other things holding you back from taking this journey, and it's not money, it's mindset. Having the mindset that you are capable to complete this task and persevere and be resilient in the face of adversity is going to be an incredible asset for you to have in order to grow something on social media whilst being away from home. If you have any limiting beliefs that are going to hold you back on this journey, I have a free download in the description that will help you identify any limiting beliefs you have, and will also help you find your values, which will help you discover what kind of content you want to make and how you want to live your life. Now, there are going to be struggles on this journey, whether that's content creation or cultural differences. And that's why mindset is so important. If you want to know more about this journey, watch this video as well.